Happy Homebrew Wednesday. By the time this is uploaded, it'll probably be Thursday, so there you go. Wednesday for some. This is a beer I got from a work colleague, Lance. He used to do a lot of homebrew just to, you know, have a bit of a pipeline and just so he had cheap beer, and lately he's got back into it after a bit of a hiatus, and he started to appreciate more of the sort of hoppy ales and things, so cheers to Lance. He's made a golden ale here. Not bad. Might do a bit of a review for him after the video and write some notes down. Nice and clear. Anyway, so Beervana, that was awesome. Just got back in the weekend, so that's New Zealand's biggest beer festival, and yeah, just a huge amount of people, 4 different sessions, and hundreds of different beers to try. It was awesome. And oh, this is the SJ Pour Challenge 2014 tasting booth. So you'll be seeing me rating some beers here. I actually brought back a box full of 20 different New Zealand beers to review and taste and rate and enjoy. From what I could see, and I put a photo up on Google Plus and Facebook recently, just there's a bit of everything in there. Some really like extreme tasty sounding beers right through to just really nice sort of like just session ales, so it's going to be awesome. Can't wait. But yeah, anyway, back to Beervana. Had a great time visiting Wellington, sampled lots of great craft beers in and out of Beervana, so sort of went to some of the pubs while I was there as well. There was plenty of beers I hadn't even tasted, let alone hadn't even heard of before, so that was awesome. And a few of them actually stood out in my mind. So yeah, there was a red IPA, which was my first beer when I walked in, and then there was an Imperial Pale Ale from Epic Brewery, and an interesting one I tried was a double IPA with juniper berries or gin flavouring in it, so that one was interesting. Wasn't what I thought. I kind of thought, you know, like, oh, spirits, beer, nah, but it wasn't too bad. It actually sat well with the hops, so there you go. They had some other bizarre, weirdo beers there as well. Wasn't kind of my thing. Just weird stuff, like one of the beers, they put ewe's milk in it, and I thought that was a bit odd. I tasted it, and yeah, it wasn't right. Good experiment though, good on them for giving it a go. What else? Yeah, after catching up with a lot of different people over all the samples and tastings at the festival, went over to a craft pub to see some more people. Went to Hashigo Zake where David works. Thanks David, had a good time. Met up with some people there who ended up going to the evening session. I went to the morning session on Friday. It sounds like they had a rockin' time as well. Would have been messy though, I'd say, the nighttime session, especially Saturday night. Then I went over to another pub, met up again with some mates, saw Paul Wicksteed from Time for Another One, and hung out with him for a bit. Enjoyed a barley wine at the Malt House. Good pub that. We then went for a bit of a walk to another pub, and I forget the name, 3 or 4 words in the name, whatever, and we went there to try bacon beer. Cheers Paul for the shout on that beer. Unfortunately it wasn't a bacon beer. We were either misled or maybe they didn't understand which one we were after, so anywho, the beer's a beer. It was a nice beer, and then we moved on again. Where else did we go? We went, after that we sort of did a bit of a stagger walk up to meet Jason from Manawa Brew, and Dean from Tube Dino's, and also Alan from Shadow Beast Brewery. So those guys were all hanging out at a flat on the other side of town, just eating some pizza and sipping on some beers, so that was pretty cool. hang out with those guys. Tried Alan's Pale Death Ale, and I really liked it. It was a really nice sessionable kind of IPA, really good. Also had Jason's Belgian Triple, I think it was. Man, that thing was big, bold, and delicious. So well done, and I believe it was the last bottle that we had, so thanks. It was really nice of you. Then walked back to where I was staying after that, across the other side of town again, hit the pillow, and woke up in the morning feeling only slightly green, so not too bad, so that was good. Mucked around for a bit, just sat around, really listened to some music, surfed the net, and got my beans together and went into the city for a bit of a walk around, and yeah, just checking out the shops and things. So that was pretty cool. Now, what did I do while I was in town? I ended up meeting with Dino and Sharon, and we had lunch at a sort of a bar, cafe, restaurant. Again, forget the name of this place. It was quite funny because we all got the fish and chips meal, and it was pretty damn good. It was damn good, fish and chips. It's good. Shared a couple of beers over that, so it was cool, and gave them a 4-pack of my homebrew to just take home to Auckland and sample and feedback or whatever. Just enjoy it. So yeah, basically from there went back home, I suppose. So my pilgrimage to Beervana, as they say, good timing to get to the Nelson Airport, thanks to my stepdad Boyd. Cheers. Arrived in Wellington, no turbulence, which is good, that's a bonus. Got picked up by the New Zealand Society of Beer Advocates President, David, so cheers Dave. Got a car ride back to his place, dropped my bags off, got a car ride to the gates of Bearden, so off we went to Beervana, so cheers again David. Got given my electronic token bracelet and had it topped up before going in. That was awesome. A lot of people got in and they didn't end up having their token bracelet, so they were waiting in line for up to 45 minutes, I heard, just to get money ready to spend on samples. So I felt really bad for those people, and they actually ended up extending that session for a whole extra hour, so excellent. That was really good of you guys down at Beervana there. Cheers. Met up with heaps of people, including the fellow brew tubers, which I named before. Also Paul from Christchurch. Cheers, buddy. Saw you there. So yeah, they got the extra hour, and it was awesome. The pilgrimage back home was not so good. The bus route that I needed to catch a bus on to go back to the airport was a 2-minute walk from where I was staying. I walked down there, waved my arm in the air, grabbed my bags, and the bus went straight past me and through a tunnel that I wasn't allowed to walk down. So I thought I was a little bit screwed at that stage. I caught a different bus, the next bus, and went through the tunnel, got off in that township on the other side of the hill, thinking I could then find the airport bus. I was wrong. So walked a couple kilometres with 20 bottles of beer in one box and my luggage under the other arm, and ended up finding yet another bus which took me close enough to the airport. Caught that one on time, got to the airport, again carried some stuff for about a kilometre. Arms were knackered after that, so buggered. And I walked up to the kiosk, and oh, lo and behold, 15 minutes late. Sorry, you missed your flight. So I couldn't check in, which was a real pain. So I spent $100, got on the next flight. Luckily, I had a seat on the next flight, so that was really cool. And yeah, got on. And then my lovely wife and kids met me at the airport, and we got in the car and went home. And then I had a sandwich. It was awesome. So yeah, that was basically the trip out, I suppose. The next trip for me will be next week, actually, September 1st till the 5th. I'll be up in Auckland doing a well, I'll be attending a Microsoft training course because I work in IT, getting clued up on PowerShell, and I'll most likely meet up with Alan and Dino up there. So that'll be really cool to see you guys. We'll sort something out. I'll probably message you guys tonight or tomorrow and just see what everyone's doing, and we'll go from there. Yeah. Anyway, what else we got? Bit of a blank moment there. Oh, that's right. Jeez. The next event after that is on the 13th of September, and that's going to be the artisan versus mainstream beer event, which my friend Bill and Echard, they're both organising that one. I'll be serving beer and attending, and that will basically be, you know, the small guys versus the big guys. It's all kind of classed as craft beer, but the small guys versus the big guys, and people attend. They'll get to have tastings of, I think it's up to 25 different beers, and then they get to sort of, you know, do their own kind of scoring system, I suppose. They could sort of say 1 to 5, and they can try and pick out which beer is which and earn some prizes. So it'll be quite cool. Gets more people into the groove. There's $20 at the door, and then all the beer inside is free except for the half pints, which are $3, and that'll be a nice cheap rate to get people, you know, in to try craft beer at a reasonable price, because a lot of people find it a little bit too expensive. You know, they go to the supermarket, holy crap, there's a 500ml bottle, it's $8, $9, $10, $11, you know, so we'll get those people in, and we'll be able to give them a tasting at a cheaper rate, and they can just check it out, see what it's all about, man. In other news, I received my first paycheck from Google. You've probably noticed I put ads on my videos. Hopefully